Hi, I'm Kim.
And I'm Dan, and we're the Vision team from RE/MAX Marketing Specialists, and this is the third part of a little series we've been doing primarily geared at people selling their own home. I'm not saying that it cannot be done successfully, especially in this market, but there are difficulties and precautions and things that you need to consider. So if you look back on the other two, we talked about the actual contract, paperwork, and other aspects. Now we're leading to our profession in particular, and that is our skills, our knowledge, and our abilities. We are trained for this. This is what we do every day as a realtor, and it's not to brag, but we have abilities to do things that maybe an untrained person cannot do.
I think one of the big things is the negotiating part. Let's say, for instance, the appraisal doesn't come in. The bank isn't going to give you more money than they say it's worth. So at that point, there needs to be some negotiating. And let's face it, it's a little bit more difficult to negotiate properly when you're emotionally involved in your home.
Well, and there's another part to negotiation. There's always a home inspection. And if items show up that the home inspector points out, who's going to pay for those repairs? Some of them may be major, or you can't get insurance, so they have to be taken care of, or the sale cannot go through. Others might not be so major, but it could be a concern to the buyer. I want these things fixed, or I'm not moving forward. So negotiation is really important at that point. It should be a give and take. A seller does something, buyer gives. It has to be something, but that needs to be negotiated.
Well, and we're very aware of those repairs that definitely need to be taken care of and which ones don't. So
Right.
We can be helpful there too.
So what we're saying is, if you're selling by yourself, you're not anticipating that a home inspector is going to point out the things that they may point out. And trust me, we've had homes we thought were immaculate. No problems were ever going to show up. And then a major problem shows up at the home inspection. You just don't know. And so you got to be prepared for that. And then as she pointed out, the appraisal, it's arbitrary. These appraisers, some do very, very well and some not so well.
The other issue that can come up is seller concessions. There's a lot of people out there sometimes for VA and FHA that need a little bit of the seller's help in order to make the contract move forward. There's a limitation for those concessions, and you need to be aware of them, and that can really louse up the deal.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then just to kind of close, to kind of pat ourselves on the back, number one, realtors are trained every day by their offices. They go through continual training. The state requires that we have continual training so that we know what the law is, what a buyer is responsible for, seller, and these things change. They're fluid. They just continue to change, and you have to be abreast of all these things. So then there is the education skills, but I think probably the best one is just experience.
And something that we pointed out in our other video regarding protecting the seller out there, with our knowledge and skills, we also do that
Right.
for them financially.
So there's a little update for you, and we are the Vision team, RE/MAX Marketing Specialists, and where can they contact us? Because I'm sure they're going to be calling us now.
Well, if you're selling by owner, or you've decided that you don't want to sell by owner, then you can call 352-238-0561. Thank you.